Have you ever noticed that when you think your day is going to turn out very boring, it turns out to be more exciting than you originally expected? Well, that's what Lincoln found out in the episode I'm going to talk about today. So join me as I, SteamTeamRedubUK, CC Trainor-Ling, bring you another retro review from past seasons of The Loud House. Cue the intro! Today's episode is a novel idea. In this episode, Lynn Sr. takes the girls to his office job for a Take Your Daughter to Work day, while Rita takes Lincoln to her dentist job, and he's not having as much fun as his sisters. This is one of those episodes where it kinda gets boring during the first half, but then you really get invested during the second half when the story starts picking up steam. You feel like Lincoln during the first half, not as entertained, and you feel like the sisters during the second half, having a blast. Speaking of whom, the girls don't really do much of anything in this episode in terms of moving the plot forward. Most of their screen time is just them having some wild and crazy fun at their dad's job, and I can see why Lincoln tried to disguise himself as a girl just to be there with them. I can actually relate to Lincoln's situation at the dentist's office because I remember my mom used to drag me to her job when I was a little kid during summer vacation, and I had to find ways to amuse myself so I wouldn't get bored out of my mind. That's what Lincoln did in this episode, and he was at least having some form of fun, but that's when he decided to have some better fun by sneaking off to the arcade, and that's when the story finally got exciting. The most memorable highlight of the episode was Lincoln trying to get his mom's novel back after he left it behind at the arcade when he was told to look after it. The chase sequence was so wacky and zany, and adding the classic construction site gag was a nice touch. The great thing about this sequence was the fallout when Lincoln finally got his hands on the book, and after it fell apart the second he gave it back to his mom. Rita didn't lash out at him for ruining the only copy of something she had been working on for a long time. Instead, she praised him because his actions gave her the inspiration for a brand new story to replace her original idea that she admitted wasn't really going anywhere. Lincoln came out as a winner all because of his desire to get away from a place he didn't really want to be at whatsoever, and his negligence in handling the book ended up being a good thing for Rita, so she too came out as a winner. They both got more out of their day than what was originally anticipated, and as a viewer, I find that outcome very satisfying. Overall, this episode may occasionally get overlooked, but it still has a certain charm I can appreciate. It was a good story for the development of Lincoln and Rita's relationship and their respective characters. More so for the latter since we find out she has a passion for writing. The chase sequence in the second half brought some life into the episode after a rather boring first half, and no one truly comes out as a loser by the end of the story. Simply put, I consider this one of the best episodes of the first season, and given what happens in later seasons regarding Rita's writing ambitions, this episode laid some good groundwork for what would eventually become Mrs. Loud's new full-time career. With that said, I give A Novel Idea a 9.9 out of 10. Well folks, that concludes my review of A Novel Idea. So I gotta ask, what did you guys think of this episode? Sound off in the comments below, and be sure to click that subscribe button for more Loud House related content. That's going to do it for me. I'll catch you guys for the next video, but until then, this is SteamTeamRedubUK, CC Trainor-Ling, signing off. Peace out, home slices.